Random samples and bias. This is a continuation of definitions that we need for this section. A fair sample. A fair sample is one that is representative of the population. A biased sample is not representative of the population. It may favour some parts of the population. If you think about the population of Australia, if you wanted to know people's views on a certain issue and you only asked people who were under 20 about that issue, then that wouldn't really be representative of the entire population. And depending on the question, it therefore may well be biased. A random sample is a sample in which every member of the population has an equal probability of being chosen. Now in the examples we're going to look at how to take random samples, but basically what you try to do is assign every single individual under consideration a number, and then you randomly find numbers and therefore match up the numbers that you generate with the person who's been assigned that number. There are many types of bias and many potential sources of bias. Selection bias is one. Selection bias arises from the choice of the sample. It is best avoided by using a random sample or a quasi-random sample such as a stratified sample. We'll look at stratified samples a bit later. Design flaw bias. This usually arises from the design of the survey. This may be because of leading questions, questions that imply somebody would be an idiot if they had the opposite point of view, or questions that are not fit for purpose in some other way. Interviewer bias. Where surveys are conducted by an interviewer, bias may creep in because of the manner of the interviewer. For example, their reaction to certain questions and answers, and even unwittingly an interviewer may lead you along a particular path just because you read their body language. Completion bias. This can arise when surveys are not completed. So for example, there might be 10 questions, people send in the answers just the first 5, and those people are then still counted. Non-response. This occurs, for example, if a sample is chosen and surveys are sent out. Some people may not send the survey back, or they get lost in the post. Hence, non-response. And so this could be a source of bias, even if the original sample was representative, because certain people don't send back. And the sort of people who tend not to send back are people who actually don't have strong feelings about a particular issue, or people are less likely to respond if they're positive about something than if they feel negative about something. When they feel negative about it, they're very likely to respond.